We are live on the air now. Yay!
Yay! Hi everyone.
Hi!
See, this is in place of our really, really funky intro that G made us because I don't think we can use it with the copyrighted music. Dang it.
Mm, Know that, and it's kinda, yeah, we're not PQRN anymore.
That too. Bad face.
So far, we have no viewers. We're doing so good at this. So
I
good.
know. Well, I figure, look, if we're on a learning curve, at least nobody's watching because, curves have a tendency to.
Crash and burn. Yeah, that's true.
Ah, song lyrics. I want to sing them so bad.
No, no.
Not that one, a different one.
I don't care. It's probably in the same ballpark, so no.
No, it was a Bon Jovi song.
Okay. I can handle
Not
Bon Jovi, but I can't handle the other thing.
well. I reckon we should continue that on here. I reckon we should ask everyone to add their comments in the comment section below because this will be eventually on YouTube.
Eventually.
Yes, yes. Um,
Well, right now we're currently going live on YouTube. Stop it! Sorry. I'm trying to keep up with my phone in case people are asking, how do I get to this? And instead, all I'm getting is Facebook notifications of so and so shared such and such. Awesome, but doesn't help me
I
at
don't
all.
care.
So, yeah. Okay, so the debate being that was your cue.
I'm getting dinging in my ears, and it's not tinnitus.
Are you sure? Because, that could be the upgraded modern version, I suppose.
Well, tinnitus is usually a screaming, not so much a ding.
I'm still gonna try and get it on. There we go.
Anyway, the debate was there you go, there's your segue.
No, I segued it to you. Oh my God.
Okay, the beginning of it was your beautiful daughter has the most gorgeous blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yes? Yes. You plaited it, and then she had this absolutely look on her face of you made my hair look like Anna's hair. And I bet it went something like that too, but probably a little bit more child friendly.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you've never watched Frozen.
Nope.
How have you got a child the age that she is and you have not watched Frozen?
Very simple, actually. Because her father and I are divorced, so she watches everything that I don't like at Daddy's house.
That's mean.
No, it's brilliant. No, see, even worse is like they didn't like John didn't let her watch it. It was actually John's family that let her watch it, and even he went, "Why did you do that?"
Because it's Frozen and it's awesome.
No.
But it is.
Well, it may be so, but like I said in the comments, it's really sad that we're adults and we're debating Disney as hardcore and passionately as we are. But there you go.
Okay, so
But
I reckon the
no,
turning
just
point for Disney was Mulan.
yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's been a really long time since I watched Mulan. But as far as I remember, she didn't necessarily need the boys to save her.
No, it was more a matter of, I mean, yeah, the argument can be made that she had to dress like a man in order to, actually succeed. So that doesn't necessarily help the pro-feminine, strong female character. Sorry, Allie, I know you're going to listen eventually. I know you hate that word, but it's true. Um, Yeah, but so it doesn't really help things. It kind of sends it in the exact opposite direction of, yeah, you can still be female and you can still do awesome, but you have to dress like a man and pretend to be one in order to do it. So, yeah, that set us back a little bit.
Yeah, but you've got
But
to look at the context of the era that it was set in.
exactly, and that's what a lot of people don't understand is, that they make a big deal over, well, why doesn't Disney have more black people? Well, why doesn't Disney have more strong female characters? Well, if the settings were actually set in times where these things existed, we'd probably see them.
Yep. Okay, so the next movie that you wanted to debate was Brave, and I'm like,
Yes,
yes, but redheads have freckles. Ah.
also true. That is also true. Um, it's a very well known fact that the Scottish and the Irish have freckles because we pasty white asses. I'm still in the process of getting everything set up so more and more people, and then no one has an excuse.
And if you're in the Google Hangouts and you can see the little window thing, there should be like a little pop-out menu that comes out the side. Either go to the Q&A or go to the group chat.
Hmm. And that
I'll
way, if there's
stop doing
something
that
you
now.
want to say, something you want to do, something you want to add, whatever, you
That
are
way
more
we
than
can
welcome.
see it.
Yes. I'll leave chat open, you leave Q&A open, see which one pops up first. That's right, people. I worked. I figured it out. I got Q&A to work.
Now we just need someone to check it for us.
Yeah. So we may not have test driven to make sure it actually works, but I'm going to do a celebration anyway because it doesn't say it's disabled.
Yeah. It doesn't go at you.
You never realize the facial expressions that go along with things that you say on a regular basis until you watch yourself.
I know, it's such an egomaniac thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really weird. Don't cry, Belinda. It's okay.
I'm not. My nose is dripping, and I don't have a
That's
cough.
that's so.
I could sit there with the tissue stuck up my nose, but since this is happening.
This is the most amazing level of professionalism I have ever seen in my life. And I thought showing up to work with a Spider-Man shirt was professional.
Mm,
I
see,
really did though. Like I was working a 12-hour shift and I went comfort, professional, comfort. So I wore Spider-Man.
sounds good to me.
Okay, so back to the Disney debate. Sorry, Janie.
Hmm.
Get over it. Um, you brought up the fact of, they don't have freckles, and I made the quite brilliant point of, well, no, because that would be considered a flaw, and only villains are physically flawed, and unless they're psychologically or behaviorally flawed, that that can work because then you're empowered and you have a chance to make things right. Everything Disney stands for, which is really ironic. Communist bastards.
But if you think about it, sort of, if you really were Meredith back in those days, you would probably have a few scars, and you'd be out in the sun, so you'd definitely have freckles.
Lots and
So
lots of freckles.
yeah. So I don't know. And then we did the whole Frozen thing because you've never seen it, and you're like, yes, but what? What is this thing? It is this machine that is driving everybody insane. This machine is probably one of the most groundbreaking films that they have ever done because, okay, spoiler alert, if you've never watched Frozen and you plan to and you don't want to know, just mute us now. Um,
Go la 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 la. See, I can't do that because that just shoves the headphone further and further. Which, considering we're talking
exactly.
about Frozen, I kind of want to do anyway. Just
No, no, the bad guy is actually like the one she's like, ooh, over. But she doesn't realize that until later. And then she kicks him to the curb, which is like, yay! And then the guy that is really, really nice still doesn't end up being the one true love. And it's like, what? That blows my mind. And then, the biggest spoiler of all, it doesn't take a man to save the storyline. Like, he helps, but he's not the savior. And it's like, it has taken Disney how long to get to this point? Seriously?
Well, then again, the same thing could be said for Brave. Sorry, I have an itch. I'm human, get over it. But the same
It's
thing could
hot.
be said for Brave. She, yeah, she's the one that caused the problems, but she's also the one that fixed it.
Mm,
I
well,
mean,
that's true.
her father and the whole like the four lands. I'm not. It's been a while since I've watched it, but yeah, the four villages. There we go. Were basically trying to kill the bear, and then they spent the entire movie drinking and arguing and doing what men do. Of, look, I am manly. This is my son, Mr. Manly Man, and Craig Ferguson was in it. So, you know.
Good all round.
I mean,
I'm trying to
I will
remember.
say this. I will say this. I am very, very happy to see that Disney has started a new trend of you don't have to have a full male cast in order to make a movie, and the woman doesn't have to have the prince in the end. I like
Exactly.
that. I am so glad that we have that trend going because I remember when I was a kid and I had Sleeping Beauty and Snow White and all this, and it kind of morphs a young girl's view on what true love is supposed to be.
And happily ever after, yeah, that's just the beginning.
Yeah, you want to show me true happily ever after? Show me what happens when they've been married for like 10 years.
Was Up a Disney Pixar or was it just Pixar?
I think if I'm not mistaken, Disney Pixar are kind of the same thing now.
See, that was a happily ever after.
Oh, that movie, that's the only movie that has made like multiple men, women, everything just sob within the first 10 minutes.
Okay, did you see, I think it was Home? Home was really good. Home was good. Basically, the alien race is running away
Oh,
from the
that's the
bad
one
guy,
with that
the
that's
cat.
that's the one with the alien and she's looking for her mom, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the actually I saw it at my friend Arwen's house. She had it
Hmm.
playing in the background for her kids and she's like trying to talk to me and I'm going, and she's like, "Are you
Trying
listening to
to.
me?" And I went,
No.
"Huh? No, no. What did you say? Oh, we're trying to be adults right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we wait for just a second? This is good."
It was. I went and saw it in the cinemas by myself. I've been doing that a lot lately. I actually went and saw Inside Out by myself as well, and that was another good one.
So, on the topic of movies that are like highly underrated, How to
Mm.
Train Your Dragon.
Toothless. I
I
actually
love
have a
Toothless.
toothless pillow pet. Hang on, let me get it because I love my toothless. No, toothless. Nah.
Oh my God, he's so adorable.
And he's so soft and squishy.
Okay, show him on air again because apparently something made a noise in my microphone and it made my camera pop up.
Nah. Toothless. See? And he has his little wonky tail. Rah.
But have you seen the second one?
No.
Oh my God, the second one. I'm gonna go ahead and warn you because no one warned me. It will make you cry. There are so many feels in this movie, and no one warned me. I was blindsided. I was at work and decided, hey, I'll watch this movie. I love the first one, so the second one should be good. In typical Disney fashion, it's usually not as good, but still
Mm.
pretty good. And yeah, I was at work. I started doing the ugly cry.
Yeah.
and a customer walked in, and I'm like,
He's like, "What's wrong? Don't worry. Just
don't
watching."
ask, just what do you want? What kind of room do you want? I don't. We don't have a. It was bad. So yeah, public service announcement: don't watch that in public.
And if you haven't seen Inside Out, do not watch it at work. That one will have you ugly crying within the first 5 minutes.
Oh, another movie that I personally think is undersold and completely underrated is Big Hero 6.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh my God, it very quickly became my child's favorite movie. And mine, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. I've watched it like 4 times, and maybe twice of those was with her.
And are we looking forward to the second Finding Nemo?
I know Ellen DeGeneres is.
Very much so. And
Ellen
considering
DeGeneres has been trying for this for years, so
yeah, maybe it's because Dory's pretty much got her own movie this time.
that's true. That's true. I don't know. Like I said, in typical Disney fashion, the first one is usually amazing, and the second one is either going to be eh, or really good, or why did you do that?
You should have stopped at one, dude. Should have stopped at one. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think we've got that much longer to wait, have we? I
I'm
don't
I
actually know when it's
honestly
coming out.
don't know. Like I've heard things here and there saying that yeah, I figured out one problem with live. You can't like if you make a noise, you can't like suddenly move your microphone to burp because your camera takes a while to switch. Sorry.
We bees human.
But yeah, I mean, I can't knock the fact that I mean, clearly there's something really really good about Frozen. I don't think they should have hyped it up as big as they did because I
I
think
don't think it was all their fault. I think the movie to a certain like they took it a certain way, but then I think the movie really spoke for itself, and I think a lot of the parents actually jumped on that bandwagon, and it was the kids going, "All right, but whatever." And then suddenly the kids are like, "Well, you know what? Since you're gonna force this on me anyway, yay!"
I think there's this video this woman showed it by she um I don't know her name, I don't know anything about her, but she posted it on YouTube. I saw it on Facebook, and it was like day 7, they're supposed to be back in school. I have seen Frozen I don't know how many times, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm about to kill those characters. And in the background, you hear this little kid go, "Don't kill Anna." I know those feels. I know those feels. Like my kid has seen the movie maybe once, and I didn't show it to her because, yeah. And I know John didn't, so I think it was his grandmother that did it, and I'm like, thanks. Thanks a lot for that.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. They could have it hooked on, I don't know, Balto. Have you ever seen that movie? Oh my God, I had to watch it once when I
Hey,
was babysitting these kids I'd never seen before. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna sleep.
hey,
Oh,
I liked Balto.
bleh.
I did. I really did. Like, I loved it. I loved
Nope,
Balto so much.
no, boring.
Well, you like Frozen, so what does that say?
Hmm. It says that I, at some stage, used to know all the words to Lilo and Stitch. And Frozen is a big step up. I mean, I still like Lilo and Stitch, even though I did know the script off by heart. To the point where I will remind you, or probably not remind you, but anyway, remind the kiddo because she'll be watching this at some stage. Remember that time, sweetheart, when we were having a discussion over what the name of Lilo's doll was? Yeah, I got it right. You didn't.
That I don't know what to say to that. I'm gonna say I'm impressed and a little worried. It's a safe bet.
Yes. And you know how I proved it? I put the thing on, I found the perfect spot, and I put the subtitles on. I went, ha! Told you I was right.
Ha! I'm a bigger Disney nerd than you are.
No, I was older when I had to learn the freaking script of it.
You didn't have to learn.
You hear it that many times, it kind of absorbs by osmosis.
That's like Cars. Like I used to
Mm-hmm.
love Cars. I do like the second one. I thought the second one was so much better than the first one, but the first one is only cute first 5 times maybe. After about the 100th time, you're going, okay, someone needs to slap Lightning McQueen. He is an arrogant ass. Let's just stop. And that's the difference between being a kid and being an adult watching Disney. Is we can not only do we have this opinion, but we can vocalize it. You are such an ass. It's a kid's show, and we're calling the characters assholes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then you had also a discussion on your Facebook about how kids' TV and their emphasis on shyness
Hmm.
around that. That was a really interesting thing.
Well, it's like, okay, I'm going to pull a couple of examples here. Number one is, like, say, Lady and the Tramp. The whole basis of the show is no, don't go out and find your freedom. No, don't run away from home. Stay at home where it's safe, where you have money, where you know what you're doing. Be in this high social circle. And then suddenly your life will fall into place. Well, that's great and all, except for the people that grew up outside of that social circle.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this one kid show which I actually really like it. It's called Sophia the First, and like they're typical princesses, but like they had one episode completely dedicated to, yeah, I'm a princess, but I can do things that the princes do too. So I thought that was awesome. But there's this one character named Vivian who is really shy. No one knows anything about her. She stands at the back of the class, typical shy girl, especially Disney. And like no one, like Sophia didn't even know she was in the class. And her sister Amber is like, "Oh, you don't want to be her friend because I heard that her castle's full of bats and all this stuff, and you've got all the and just on and on with all this horrible thing." Later on in the show, she says, or Sophia's talking to Vivian, and she's like, "They don't even notice that I'm standing right beside them when they're talking about these things. So that's how I know all the rumors." And I'm like, that's sad. And at the very end of the show, she's forced to come out of her bubble and all this, and suddenly everyone's like, oh my God, let's be best friends. And I'm like, why is being shy or being introverted, because they're not the same thing, why is this so frowned upon in society? Some people aren't meant to come out of this little bubble. That's where we belong.
I think maybe it's because it's something. I don't know. See, it's a hard one because you know when the kiddo changed from primary school and went to high school, I made her change schools to not our local one, but to a different one. And they actually start at preschool, which for you is kindergarten, and then they go all the way to grade 12. So most of the kids in her class already knew each other because they have a different social construct for their grading system and all that. So she was basically coming in when most other kids, you know, anyway, they all knew each other. And I said to her, this is your first chance to make your impression on everyone. And she got so scared. So she was shy. So, kids are only just now, 18 months later, starting to warm up to her because, well, I don't know, I'm not a fly on the wall, but, she was shy and I'd say she was probably very standoffish. So I don't know. It's one of those things where unless you actually get to know a person, it's hard to like a person. But if the person is shy, then it's harder to get them out of their shell. It is harder to get to know them, which means it's harder to be their friend. And it's just this big vicious circle. So I think it's one of those things where it doesn't matter how you add it to something, it's always going to seem wrong.
Well, I mean, it's like you've probably seen it because you're on social media and these posts tend to circle pretty rapidly. But you see people, the myths of introversion, and it's like being an introvert. First of all, being an introvert is not the same thing as being shy. Completely different things. And it's very clear in this particular episode that not only is she shy, but she's also an introvert. She spends her time in her music room. She's taught herself all these different instruments and all this stuff. So she's clearly a loner, an introvert, all that stuff. And for some reason in society, being an extrovert is celebrated. Being an introvert is wrong. It's you're not supposed to do this. And I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good way to view anything, especially coming from an introvert.
Hmm. I don't know. See, again, I just don't think there's a right way that you can approach that in a way that is going to benefit anyone, really.
I mean,
Maybe
I'm
it just
I'm
needs to be that the shy kid isn't vilified. They're not seen as, oh, don't worry, that's just the shy kid. Maybe the characters just need to walk past and say hello anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And what makes me so angry about it is, I'm all for trying new things, definitely. You don't know if you're going to like it unless you try it. The same thing with vegetables, it applies to society. How do you know that you don't like theater if you don't get up on a stage and try it? And, the same thing applies, but why make it such a point of, oh, we don't like her? She stands at the back of the class. She never says anything. We don't like her. And then suddenly she stands up and becomes an extrovert, and suddenly everyone goes, oh, wait, we do like you. That
Mm,
that um that I'm
the
not
re
okay with.
the reality of it is, though, those kids, if they don't know you, they will do that because you're different. They don't know you. They don't know you any different. They're gonna, what is different scares a lot of people, so they push away what scares them.
I mean, and yeah, I agree. But, it's one thing when kids do it. But remember, we're training adults here. So, and adults
With
are just
children's
as bad.
programs.
Well, we really are. I mean, you think about it, that goes back to the whole nature versus nurture. So you kind of
Mhm.
take in personality traits based on what you're constantly surrounded by. So if you have a child who has kind of like the thing we were talking about earlier of, man, I wish your webcam had popped on because that was a beautiful face. She was like, it was
I
it was
yawned. I'm
brilliant.
tired.
It was brilliant. But no, like the whole thing earlier, we were talking about, growing up as a young female, we ended up with a twisted view on what true love and happily ever after was. The same thing applies. Your target audience is children, and you're trying to create adults and teach them right from wrong and how you're supposed to act in society. And there's a big difference between acting like a crazed animal and acting like a sophisticated, functioning human being. But should we really be allowing Disney and, Nickelodeon or all these other kid programs to dictate things like social niceties?
See, that's, I think, where it comes in, where, allowing the TV to be your constant babysitter, maybe not the best thing. Because I can remember sitting there watching programs with the kiddo, and I just say to her, look, I don't agree with that. And here's why I don't agree with that. What's your opinion on this? And I know that's a really, really difficult thing to do with a 5-year-old, but they have their own opinions even at that age because they have at least dealt with humanity a little bit. So they kind of get to know the difference between right and wrong really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it really sucks because like I was I was raised on Disney, and I was raised in a family that, well, because your genitalia does not dangle, therefore you're supposed to like princesses, you're supposed to like baby dolls and Barbies and stuffed animals, which I mean, stuffed animals are cool, but there's when you're sitting around at a Christmas, family get together and all the boy cousins have guns and cars and all this stuff and they're playing together and you're left in the background by yourself holding this baby doll.
Mm, mm,
I mean, I'm not
yeah.
saying that it's not okay to like these things. If that's your thing, if that's what you like, then by all means, whatever makes you happy. But you shouldn't be forced, you know, all the females on Disney wear dresses. Okay? Yeah, I'm an
Except for
adult.
Mulan.
Except for
Except for
Mulan.
Mulan.
When she's in battle armor, though, if she's not in battle armor, what is she wearing?
Yeah. But that's a social construct that she was put in. Word of the day is social construct.
That's right, kiddos. We're teaching you about society. Society
Yeah.
sucks. Do your own thing.
Speaking of though, there have been things happening this week. Last week, I think it was after we broadcast, Kiddo got told by her school that she has to wear a dress to her school semi-formal. I told the people at my Vision Riders meeting, and at least one of them just about blew up the room going, "What? They can't tell her what to wear. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's putting their expectations on her, and that's not fair." And I'm going, you know what? In normal everyday life, yes, I agree with you, but for the sake of sanity, no. I'm glad they told her she has to wear a dress because it makes shopping a lot easier.
Really does. It really does. That's kind of pathetic, actually. Like trying to find, we actually had this discussion of trying to find something that looks nice and is also, affordable is incredibly difficult unless you go the skirt and dress route. And it's like,
Hmm.
I don't want to wear skirts and dresses. I want to wear pants. I like pants. I don't like my genitals to be exposed.
Hmm.
I don't
So,
like my girly bits to be vulnerable. At least if I'm wearing pants, no one's gonna be. I mean, you can look, but all you can do is go, "Oh, look, she has the outline of a vagina. There's a vagina supposed to be there." That's all it does. At least with a
she
dress and a
really wanted
skirt,
to wear a tux. She really wanted to wear pants, white t-shirt, jacket, tie.
I'm totally okay with that.
Which would have been fine, except the only pants that we could find that even might maybe fit her, $130. Yeah, nah. Because everything here at the moment is skinny leg. And we won't even get onto that for maternity wear because I recently had a friend that had a lovely baby girl, which I got to hold on Sunday, and I haven't held a baby in 13 years. My God. So it was like, oh, I'm going to drop it again. Um, yeah, but she was saying that all maternity wear is skinny leg jeans and stuff like that. And she's like, when am I supposed to put these on? Because they don't fit currently. And I sort of suggested to her that maybe she's supposed to put them on at the 6 week period, bathe with them on, and then they act like compression bandages so you don't get cankles.
Makes
Again,
sense to
you
me.
know, it's
I
about the
remember
only
when
thing
I
I
was
can think of.
pregnant. When I was pregnant, they had some of the most butt ugly maternity clothes, and I was like, again, I just want pants. That's it. I don't I don't care. I like the new thing now, and it annoys me, is patterns. Do you know what happens when you try to put fat people in pants with patterns? It doesn't look good. It creates like this weird 3D maze going on your ass.
The
And
visual effect is not an effect worth affecting.
I mean, if you stared at one of those weird fuzzy
Magic
posters,
Eye. Remember
yeah,
Magic Eye?
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. So if you did that and then you took like LSD, that's what it's like to try and squeeze fat people into some of these pants that have patterns. Now, some women can pull it off. And there are some women who are like, yeah, I'm big, I'm beautiful, whatever. More power to you. I think you are awesome. I don't have such confidence. So I'm like, black pants.
Mm. But even on my end of the scale, like skinny. Hi.
Sorry,
um.
I'm in the process of getting a phone call. So, yay, now look at you, you're live. I hope I did that fast enough to where you couldn't see his number.
Oh well. Yeah, trying to find a pair of black work pants for me. Okay. When I was in I want to say grade 11, I think it was, a size 8 women's pair of slacks fit me perfectly. Great. Didn't have to even alter them or anything. It was perfect. I recently got a pair of size 6 slacks from Target. I have to wear a belt with them, and if I need to go to the bathroom really badly at work, I don't have to undo the button or the fly. So things have changed just a little bit in sizing. Um, yeah, but I went and tried to find just a pair of elasticized tight things because I have a pair of them from a different shop, and they're really comfy. They're great. I just wanted another pair of them. Thought, oh yeah, that looks exactly the same. Get them home, and they're worse than wearing stockings. Oh my god! Like anyone who has had to wear pantyhose for any extended period of time knows that feeling of the creep. And then you're constantly having to hoik them back up and hoik them back up, and yeah. No, I wish I hadn't taken the tag off them because those suckers are a pain in the butt. Literally.
Nah, I see what you did there. Great fun.
Hmm. But yeah, trying to find clothes for girls that's suitable. I mean, even in dresses, it was difficult to find a dress that didn't make her look like she belongs as an extra in Pretty Woman. It's just not good. Not good.
I hope he watches. I'm sitting here texting him now, because I'm like, what do you want? And we just got a phone call, like an automated phone call from the school, letting me know when school starts and everything. And he's like flipping his shit because he's like, you can't go to Nashville. The first day of school is the 6th. And I went, not for kindergarten. Which he didn't see that
Oh,
face. He didn't see that face, but now he watches it. That's right. That's the look I gave you.
that's the face. Well, I'm a little bit concerned because I'm pretty sure I still have to go to work on the day that the kiddo has her semi-formals. So that's going to leave hubby in charge of getting her ready.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe pay the makeup artist a little bit extra. Don't
I
know.
I think that might be a very good idea,
I
honestly.
love you, baby, if you're watching this, but oh my god, there's a corset involved. She could end up dead.
Oh my God. Wait, you need it tighter? Ugh! All right, you're turning a little blue. That's okay. That's normal. You're not
No,
supposed to be able to breathe. It's a corset. No.
the bit that scares me is like the first 3 rows will be all like loose and gross, and then everything else will be like dead tight. And it's like, oh my god,
So
that's
basically,
not how it works.
She's gonna be walking around like this.
I should be walking around like that anyway. You should see the pair of heels she bought herself on the weekend. Oh my god. She could be like 20 foot tall. Little brat. Take her over the knees.
I'm just so glad I don't have to put up with any of that because I mean, like,
Yet.
yeah,
Yet.
Ellie, like her preschool graduation was bad enough. I, mm, there were some parents though that took that like. I mean, we took it seriously. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we also at one point went, you know what? This is preschool. They're going to be singing and dancing most of the time. So, it doesn't have to be that serious. But no, there were like people who went and bought like $100 pairs of shoes and just to wear this one time for their graduation and went and got their hair done. And I'm like, I hope you tipped your hairdresser because seriously, trying to get a 4 and 5 year old to sit still long enough to do some of these hairstyles, holy crap.
Mm-hmm. It was hard enough as a, how old was I? 16-year-old, I want to say, doing my grade 12 formal, which you guys call prom. Mm. It, I mean, it's great to dress up and look all fancy and schmancy, but you're going to look back on the photos later and you're going to be like, oh, what was I thinking?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I think I have destroyed most of my prom or formal pictures because they're just that horrible. Actually, I'm pretty sure mom still has some, but they're hidden from me because I destroy them. So, yeah.
The photos that me and my friends took are okay. The ones that the professional photographer took were terrible. Like, as you know, this eye does weird things. It doesn't exist. Don't like it. But the thing is, if I look up, a lot of the time, if I look up, this eye looks up just a little bit further. So he had all us girls sitting on chairs, and he was tall, or he would stand on a chair. So I only had one eye in most of my photos because this eye was up here somewhere. And I'm like, that's really attractive. Thanks, dude. Thanks. So they came to show us all the photos and expected us to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these photos. And I'm there bawling my eyes out going, Mum, they all suck. So, yeah.
Yeah, I decided for my junior year I was gonna wear no, no. What was it? Oh God, that's not right. What did I do? Because I remember at one point, okay, yeah, sorry, I got caught up trying to remember which dress I wore when. Because at one point I wore like this black dress, and it was actually really pretty. But the way that we did hair and everything, and then I decided, because awkward goth stage, that a cape would look wonderful with this. And I looked back and went, what the hell was I thinking? I'm not cool enough to pull off a cape in prom. No, not with that dress on. Because it was like a velvet dress, or not even velvet, velveteen dress. So it was that shiny with a silk, well, not silk, but that typical costume fabric. Yeah, it
I
was
reckon
bad.
we should, once we're done with this, I reckon we should go and find a photo of us at our final, well, for you prom, for me formal. I had a cape too. And my dress was velvet.
Yay! And then I want to say it was my senior year. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I think I wore like this red dress, this red sparkly one, or maybe it was backwards. No, I think I switched them. Yeah, that's right. Because one of them I went with my ex. Well, I mean they're both exes now. Duh. But yeah, no, I remember now. I wore a red sparkly dress with the cape. The next year, I wore the black dress, and that one was actually really cool. I just don't like it because of who I'm photographed with.
Well, you can always put Mickey Mouse's face over that person's face.
That's true, but then that's supporting communism, and I'm just not okay with that.
Hmm. Just trying to think. Have I put a photo of that up on Facebook? I don't think I have. So maybe we should do that. After we're done with this, go find a photo of that bit of your life and post it on Facebook for everyone to see.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyone who is listening and or watching this, go and upload it and tag us so we can see it. So, because everyone, let's see. Then we also have homecoming. I don't know if you guys do homecoming or not.
Nope.
It's like every year, which are like they have their school, like the school reunion. So like all these people will come in and they will do like a homecoming queen and king and all this crap, and I hate it. I hated homecoming. But yeah, I had I went with a friend of mine, and her sisters decided that it would be really cute if we dressed pretty much almost the same and had the same hairstyle. And I think the dressing the same was actually on accident, but the hairstyle was not. And I know for a fact most of those pictures are gone.
Well,
Because
the
she
nightmare of
she's
having the prettier girl turn up in the same dress as you. Yeah, that happened to me.
I was lucky I didn't have that problem.
Considering I bought my dress, I think it was nearly 2 years before grade 12, so I had my grade 12 dress in grade 10. I'm pretty damn sure. Either it was grade 10 or it was very early on in grade 11. And it's like, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And then this bitch turns up in the same dress, just in gold. And she had a better rack than me, so she filled it out better than me. She had blonde hair, so it matched the dress better. And I was like, me.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't have that problem because I tended to do everything I could to go against all the social cues, and yeah, I didn't have to worry about that. So,
See, the one thing I'm trying to teach the kiddo though is the one thing that I learned from my grade 12 formal, which was for all those girls that spend hours in the mirror before school applying layers and layers and layers of makeup, once you get to your prom or your formal, you look exactly the freaking same. Whereas if you wear no makeup to school, you don't worry about it. You're there to learn, not to be a fashion parade. When you get to your formal, the impact is huge, massive. And people are like, wow, you look amazing. So
yep.
that's what I'm trying to teach her.
I know, and that actually carries over into adult life, by the way,
Hmm.
except it has a completely different uh, thing than you would expect. Because see, I do this thing where, as you can see, I don't wear makeup. I know you could get this completely natural, but you're not me. Yeah, no, I'm kidding, totally kidding. But no, yeah, I don't wear makeup at all. It's not a normal thing. But every so often, the girl in me goes, you know what? I feel like being pretty. So I do, and I wear makeup, and then everyone goes, "What are you doing? Did you have a date last night? Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you dressed like that? What's going on? Do you have a man in your life?" No, I felt like being pretty. I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Yeah, guess where I went yesterday? Yeah, I went and I got myself some new foundation, and I actually checked my old foundation from MAC. Yeah, they gave me the wrong color. So I now look back on the pictures where I was wearing my old foundation. I look like a Oompa Loompa, and not in a good way.
I think
So
you could
I'm
rock.
now
I think
on
you could rock the green hair.
Yeah, no, 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 no. It's more the orange skin. Like, don't know whether you know anything about the MAC products, but they have NC and NW. and I have no idea which one is which, but I think I was given NW20, which is like almost Hispanic brown, and it's like, what? So my new one is pasty white. Hang on, let me see if I can show you the difference. It's insane. Like, here we are talking about Disney things and makeup. Very girly today.
Yes.
No, there we go. Okay, let me open the box. So talk about something else while I'm doing this.
Okay. I don't know. I know that my color is ivory. That's what I wear. Ivory. I know
Doesn't
you
look very...
can't tell it. You can't really tell because, like, I'm really, really red. That's rosacea and
Yeah.
Irish. So, sorry. But yeah, if you look at, like, the rest of me, I'm really, really pasty. And actually, this is tan. This is tanned, considering. That's pathetic. But yeah, I wear ivory.
Old one, new one. Doesn't look a whole lot different, really. But trust me, this one makes me look like a Oompa Loompa. This one makes me look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. So
I
yeah,
never
when
realized, like, 'cause, I always I didn't wear makeup enough to where I really warranted buying my own. So I use my mom's, and she wears ivory or nude. So yeah, but anyway,
let's
I
see,
never realized exactly how expensive this stuff could be. It's ridiculous.
Revlon nude, skinny white bitch.
Yep.
Ooh, it is. It is so expensive. It's like they were trying to get me to buy like all the products yesterday, and it's like, oh well, how much for the foundation? They told me. I'm like inside, and then it's like, oh yeah, okay. So you show me this lovely product that I'm supposed to put on underneath my makeup to get rid of the red, and how much is that one? It's like this price. I was like, and I was like, okay. She goes, well, I can give you a sample of that one if you like. I'm going, yeah, do that, because then I don't need it. So I figure if I just go between all the Mac stores, I can get enough samples that, that might be a year's supply, and then hopefully there'll be a new staff so I can start again.
Yeah, I went to Walmart and got mine, and yeah, Walmart is cheaper, and that's pathetic because I walked into Walmart with the idea of getting a straightener and walking out with something pretty, and so I could like transform myself into a beautiful swan, and I ended up a very broke swan.
But were you a beautiful broke swan?
Yeah, except for the fact that I slept in the makeup, and then the next day we decided to record live, and well, you saw what happened with that one. And that was like
Yeah.
I went to work, okay, and like I said, I never wear makeup ever. I don't have the time, I don't have the patience, and I mean, I've already got massive eyes, so when I put on eyeliner, I look like an anime character.
I've got itty bitty little eyes, and when you add eyeliner, it makes it look even smaller.
See, yeah, I got a friend, yeah, Joanna. She has the exact same problem. Actually, if she can do it right, her eyes, she's got really little eyes, like itty bitty eyes. And
Yeah,
then,
baby little eyes.
compare, if you were to compare her eyes, sorry, Joanna, but you're not here, so no one
We
can
love
actually see
you.
you. So no one can actually see you. But yeah, she's got little bitty eyes compared to my massive ones. And yeah. But if she puts on eyeliner, she actually has like normal human eyes. I put on eyeliner and I'm like, hello, welcome to insert the name of the hotel where I work. What can I do for you? And they're like, have you had too much caffeine? Yes. Is that a problem?
I'm trying to stay awake.
Oh, speaking of, so funny story. I have to share it because I think this is absolutely hysterical. So everyone knows, or well, not everyone, I suppose, because we may have new people. Hi, new people.
Hi.
But anyone who knows me knows that I am predominantly a right-brained person. I don't do science. I don't do math. I just can't comprehend them. So I was about 5 hours into my 12-hour shift. I was tired. I was on a sugar rush like you wouldn't believe, which kick-started, because, I'm bipolar, it kick-started a manic cycle. Next thing I know, I'm speaking about 100 miles an hour, and there are people going, what? Could you slow down? Huh? And so anyway, I start crashing like you do from a sugar high. And I found this video online talking about quantum physics.
Oh God.
And it blew my mind. And I realized, don't ever watch videos with quantum physics theories that are talking about reality not existing until it's observed, because that will mess with your head so bad. Like, what if when we're sleeping, we're not actually existing until someone observes that we're there and sleeping? And then it's like, if I turn my back on that wall right now, does it stop existing?
I hope not, because I'm not wearing any pants.
Maybe you are in your own fabric of reality. You are. But maybe because you're not observing it, your lower body doesn't even exist.
Um, I've had too many period cramps for that one to be true.
I
It
know,
exists.
right? Like, why can't it stop existing at that point? Speaking of, I had this really weird dream that my uterus was having an argument with my ovaries, and like, I'm not kidding, because apparently I was having small ovulation pains, so while I was sleeping, so I started dreaming that my ovary, like, or my uterus was like wearing this crown and was a king, for example, because that makes sense. I don't know why my uterus is a king, but there you go. And he's like, no, we're about to travel. You can't ovulate right now because that would require us to shift. Oh, it was weird. I actually woke up and went, what?
Now you really need to watch Inside Out. Seriously, it will make perfect sense with what you just had. Perfect
That's,
sense.
I'm not sure that I like anything that involves my uterus and the words inside out, because I'm pretty sure when I had a baby, I felt that exact sensation. Not sure I'm okay with that.
Well, the whole thing of Inside Out is that the girl has like all the different emotions and they're all helping to keep her going and they live in her head and it's you've got like joy and what is it? Joy, anger, sadness, something or other.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. I heard it was really cute.
Yeah. It's such a good movie. Squish, squish, cry, cry, squish, squish. I saw that one by myself too.
It's like my ex was talking about with How to Train Your Dragon. He was like, it just so happened to work out that we were able to take the kid because honestly, we were going to go with or without her. And I went, John, I'm just going to warn you. I know why you're there. I know you enjoy Disney movies, but I'd recommend at least taking a female with you.
Nah.
No, like it's so weird that that's actually the first thought that comes to these people's minds is, oh, there's a guy in a kids like watching a kids movie. He must be a pedophile. And it's like,
Isn't it
no,
crappy?
maybe he just likes Disney.
It's so worrisome, isn't it?
It really is. Like when you become a parent, suddenly every single stray man is, are you here to
Danger,
touch my
danger, Will
child?
Robertson.
Like
Yeah.
like people that hug me without asking my permission. You do realize that stranger danger exists for a reason, right? I don't know you. Don't touch me.
I must admit, it's really weird. My boss is a huggy person. I've never, ever, ever had a boss that is a huggy person.
It's like, don't touch me. I don't. Mm-mm.
No, it's not like that. It's just like I'm not expecting it, and then she'll just be like on me out of the blue, and it's like, Okay, yeah, we'll just hug back. That's nice. Okay, cool.
Although it's really funny. I actually really enjoy my workplace because we're all really awkward, especially around like physical touch. I have been there for like almost 2 years and I have never seen my bosses hug or kiss. And it's really weird. But yeah, we're all the same way. We don't really do physical touching. So, because of that and my tendency to really really mess with people cuz I think it's hilarious, I I actually really enjoy waiting until my male boss comes home because they live where I work, and he'll come home and he's usually drunk, which makes
Oh,
it so much better. And then like all of his friends are there, and I'll be like, "You're home!" And I'll go give him a hug, and he's just kind of he's too nice to tell me to stop. So he does this weird like I'm gonna hug you, but I'm really awkward about it. And so Rita's like, "Why do you do that? It's clear he's uncomfortable." And I went, "I know, that's why I do it."
yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if my boss does that to me now. Like, I know that she's doing it because she's just that nice. But, at some point, you've sort of got to realize that they're not hugging back immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can be a huggy person. Like, when one of my employees has a really, really bad day, like, we've got one particular lovely girl, and she's going through some stuff right now. But the other day she came in and she was just having a bad day and she had a couple of bad customers and she's like, look, do you mind if I just go and put some stock out rather than do counter? And I'm like, that's fine. So anyway, I was helping put away some stock while there were no customers and I just sort of, you could hear her putting the buttons away just a little bit too hard. Slam, slam in their little packets. And I'm like, hey. She's like, what? And I just like crash tackle hugged her. I'm like, it'll be all right. And then I walked away. And she's like, okay.
Like I'm so weird about hugging. Like I'm all about the personal space, and I think that's an introverted thing. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But yeah, I'm so iffy that even if you and I, who have been friends for like ever, if you and I met up like tomorrow, I still wouldn't know what to do.
I think once we got to know each other, we'd decide.
It's like I remember picking Chrissy up from the airport one time. This was the first time we'd ever physically met, and she like tackle hugs me in the airport, and I went like at her, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "You touched me."
Don't touch me! Don't touch
I mean, we hired someone, and she hugged me, and I actually called up Janie, and I was like, "She violated me. She touched my no-nos. You don't touch my
me!
no-nos. Those are my no-nos. My no-nos. You
Nuh-uh.
can't have them."
Nuh-uh.
And she's like, "What happened? Are you okay? Did she assault you?" And I said, "She hugged me."
Oh, is that all?
Is that all? She violated me.
Oh dear. But, I guess, I mean, my dad's side of the family, oh my God, if you could walk around for 5 minutes without receiving a hug, you've done well.
John's family is really big on the hugs. That took me a very long time to get used to. Like, really, like, it's one thing when it's your own family, but when it's someone else's family, it's like, why are you hugging me? I don't I don't know you. And they're like, "Well, you're family." And I'm like, "But you're hugging me. I don't know you. I'm having sex with your son. That doesn't make us family yet. Stop."
No.
Was that the reaction to being hugged or confessing that I had sex with John?
Whichever one you want it to be.
Sorry, John. Sorry. And sorry to to Linda or Jacqueline or anyone else who watches this later.
No, this is Kitty. Hello, Kitty.
I have this horrible anxiety that like midway through broadcasting, like either my boss is gonna like be like, oh, let's see what Rebecca's doing right now, and then, oh my God, you're fired, or like I'm gonna say something and it's meant in joke or in jest, and then like my ex-in-laws are gonna be like, how dare you? I'm sorry.
This is why we try and stay away from certain topics now, because we can't edit it out.
No, that is one thing I do miss about pre-recording is, hey, that topic could be seen as the wrong thing. Let's just take that out. Oh, look, we
Yeah.
said fuck when we weren't supposed to. Let's just edit that out.
Yeah, we'll just like elongate Audacity and then just snip snip and take that one out or add a beep or something.
I remember I still have this clip of oh my God, we had so many bloopers we actually considered doing a blooper reel, and some of them I still have. Sorry, I have another itch because I'm human. Sorry. But yeah, we actually had so many bloopers we actually thought about doing a blooper reel, and I have some of them. I don't have all of them, but I have some of them. And one of them is you trying to mute and blow your nose, and all we hear is this very quiet
Yeah, I miss that.
or all the failed starts. We would start like, our theme music would start, and then you'd start talking, and then followed by, ah, shit, because you hadn't been recording, but I had, or vice versa, or
Or
something would
when we started
happen.
talking about politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of politicians, that Bronwyn Bishop lady, person, Speaker of the House in Australia, yeah, she walked. Didn't take the helicopter this time.
I was fixing to
No
say, did
longer.
she did she did she leave in a helicopter? What'd she take with her this time?
I don't know, but I posted a picture of a pug on a drone, and the caption was Bronwyn Bishop takes the dog out for a pee. Oh, like, that's so good. Like, that is going to be comedy gold for at least another 6 months.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh dear. And then some moron decided to steal the echidna at Currumbin Zoo. It wasn't me.
I
They
don't
have
believe that.
they have caught the stupid morons that did it. It was not me. I couldn't find the thing last time I was there, so it was one of those things of, was it even there then? Was it missing back then? Because I couldn't find it.
Well, according to your mom, it was hibernating. So
It wasn't that cold.
I'm just telling you what your mother said.
I
So,
know. But the enclosure's like yay big, and there's only like one place for it to hide really, and it wasn't in there. And it's like, are we sure it was actually in the enclosure? The
oh,
wombat
funny
was there.
funny story. Funny story, speaking of zoos. So, yeah, back when my little angel was in preschool, they decided to go to the zoo. Now, since you're not from here, let me just fill you in, because this is like an ongoing joke amongst everyone in North Louisiana. No, like, no kidding. Find anyone from North Louisiana and mention the Monroe, Louisiana Purchase Gardens and Zoo, and they'll be like, has it changed in 20 years? No. Everyone knows it. And yeah, they'll be like, oh, well, how was it? I said, when was the last time you went? They're like, oh, like 15 years ago. Hadn't changed. There's just a lot more
Mm.
falling apart now. Like, there is an anaconda that has not moved since I was 5.
Are we
We're
sure
pretty
it's a
sure it's
real one?
dead. We're pretty sure it's dead, and they just stuffed it. And they're like, oh, it's just moving really slowly. No, that thing has not moved in 20 years.
Oh
But
gosh.
anyway, so they used to have a primate house, which yeah, primate houses get really smelly, like ungodly so. So they finally decided, instead of locking these poor primates in a house and it gets really hot, they decided, hey, let's put them outside so at least they have open air. Awesome. Cool. I can live with that. So that's the only thing that's really changed. And so we're walking, and I don't even remember what creature it was. Now it was some primate. And one of the people working, like just kind of cleaning, that worked at the zoo, they were like, yeah, if you find clips on YouTube of this particular creature's sounds, they will perform for you. So her teacher's like, okay, and goes on YouTube and finds an aggressive call.
Oh,
And
that's
yeah,
intelligent.
they yeah, they performed and almost started like throwing poo at us.
Oh
It
my
was
goodness.
bad. And then she's like, "Well, would mating work better?" And I went, "Do you know anything about primates?
Eek.
Do you know what primates do? I can't say monkeys because yeah, but do you know what primates do? It mostly involves this gesture and this gesture. Okay, use your imagination."
Hmm. Yeah, I think the only primate thing that's happened here recently, I can't remember if it was Sydney or Melbourne, one of the zoos anyway. An orangutan got out of his enclosure by using his blankie
Oh,
because it was cold, so they'd given him a blanket and
as
he
you
used
do.
his blankie to escape. Oh my, could you imagine that? That'd be so awesome. Like you're standing there and suddenly the theme music for Mission Impossible starts playing in the background and the orangutan's like, oh, I gotta work with this.
Now
And
is my time. My time is now.
it was insane. So yeah, they got him okay and tranked him and put him back in the enclosure. And then I think one of the news reporters or someone asked one of the, you know, zookeepers, so are you gonna give him back his blankie? They're like, well, it's cold, so we kind of have to. We're just going to have to check the enclosure a little better for escape routes.
Well, that's like did you see that video of the squid that escaped?
Nope.
Yeah, they put the squid in an enclosure. Sorry, I forgot I was on video for a second. But they put the squid in an enclosure and it decided to crawl its way up the wall and then down the other side because it was basically a giant jar. So there's people going, is he supposed to? He's on this side. Is that normal? So then one of the keepers had to come over and like put him back in the jar.
No thanks. And then what was it? Was it Texas? Somewhere that had flooding and like the animals got out of the zoo?
That doesn't surprise me.
Austin, Texas or something? Recently? Like a month or so ago. They had
Yeah,
flooding.
we actually got some of that flood. Yeah, it was bad.
Eee.
Um, yeah, we actually had to shut down a lot of our public roads. We actually had a casualty about 15 minutes from here because of flood water. So it was
Casualty.
bad. Yeah, this I'm not gonna mention names, partly for legality reasons and partly because I don't remember them.
Probably not
But
remembering them is the safe bet.
yeah, but this grandmother was trying to drive her grandkids to school, which why they still force these kids to go to school in the middle of flooding, I will never understand. But yeah, she tried to drive them to school. Flood water knocked the vehicle off the road, and she managed to escape, and so did the 11-year-old, I think. But the there were two kids. One of them was 7, one of them was 11, and I don't remember which one was which. But one of them was autistic, so he didn't escape. They actually found him still strapped in the car.
Aw.
So yeah, that was really sad. And the worst part about the whole thing was the mom. She could hear sirens and she could hear police cars right down the road, and she's like, "Huh, I wonder what's going on." She had no idea that it was her son.
Aw.
So so
Sad.
yeah, it was bad. But as far as the zoo going, I have no idea because we were hearing stories all the time, and we were focusing on getting our you know battening down our hatches, so to speak. That
Mm.
we kind of quit paying attention to Texas after a while
Yeah.
because they had to
Lions and tigers and bears am I.
yeah, they had to flat down shut down a majority of places in Shreveport, like a lot of the casinos, because there's a rule here, a law that you cannot have a casino on land, but you can have them on the river because that's not technically anyone's sole property. And so they will build casinos on rivers, and they'll just have planks that walk up to these boats. Well, as the river goes higher, so does the plank.
Then it technically becomes a ladder.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm gonna go gamble. Trying to watch a bunch of drunk people walk out of the boat. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm. Kitty
But yeah,
cat.
but yeah, it was bad. I mean, like it's the year's not even done yet, and we've already had like 45 inches of rain. I think. I think. I'm not sure. I know the river got up really high. It was rather intimidating for a while.
Get out of the way, Chloe. Move it.
We're so professional. Let me just scratch my
Rearranging.
boob and move my cat.
Okay,
There's a
so what was it?
really there's a really good
45
joke
inches.
there.
45 inches. Okay, that is
I forgot we have different measuring. I was like, what are you doing?
about 1 meter and 5 centimeters. No, yeah, yeah. No, 1 meter 15. Yay! I didn't have to Google it.
I was wondering why you sat there and went, uh-huh, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We haven't really had too much weather-wise yet this year, so it's been kind of slow. We've had a bit of drought, I suppose. All our grass outside's dead at the moment. So
That's because we
not,
took it all.
yeah, but you guys are getting flooding, so that's kind of you don't really want drought or flooding. You just kind of want an even mix of rain, sun, make the grass grow, complain about having to mow the lawn.
We're not having flooding now. Like, 4th of July weekend, it's like the rain just went, you know what? We're done. We're not gonna do. Actually, I had to drive to Jonesboro, which is down south, 45 minutes, I think. And I was, as I left the house, I saw storm clouds off in the distance, and I was like, oh, I'll be fine. So I took the back roads, and I regretted it about halfway there because yeah, bottom dropped out, and then it actually got much worse the closer I got. This the storm, I think, I'm not sure if it was technically a depression, but it was a storm cell, sat basically over Jonesboro for a while and then moved up into Arkansas very slowly. And I picked the wrong time to go driving through it because I almost flooded out the car. And I was about 10 feet away from a lightning strike, and yeah, I about peed myself. It was bad.
Well, if you had peed yourself, then you really would have flooded the car.
I really would have flooded the car. Yeah, luckily I've got leather seats, so at least that would have been okay.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
So
I
we
don't know what it is there. The storms just seem to last so long in the States. Like here, I mean, if you get a really bad storm, the worst I think we've ever had, I don't think it actually hit like here, but a few streets over, you get a really, really good view of sort of out over sort of more southeast than here.
mhm.
And that thunderhead sat there for a good hour and a half. And that's a long storm for here. Usually they come in, they go through quick, and they're done. Like, I think you've been on Skype with me a couple of times when there's been a bad storm. And it's like, oh, I really shouldn't be on here, and then it goes away, and it's just really quick.
Yeah, that used to blow my mind because you're like, oh, bad storm, so I'm thinking, okay, we're not gonna be able to record tonight, and then you'd be back in like 15 minutes. Oh, it's gone now.
Yep, yep.
See,
Like we
we
can have hail and flooding and crap, and oh my god, but half an hour later we'll be, just cleaning up.
see, well, as far as bad storms go, I guess we're lucky to a certain extent that bad storms don't happen as often, I guess. But yeah, when it does finally decide it wants to rain, it could rain for days on
Oh
end.
yeah,
And of
we get rainy weeks, but it's not like storm rainy weeks. Like
course,
summertime.
you guys have like whole monsoon seasons and everything, don't you?
Well, further north they do, yeah, where it just cans and above, it's like psh, forget about it. But I guess it's kind of a little bit like Florida here because, every evening you sort of get that afternoon storm in summer. So, like, I
See,
think it was Kiddo's second summer. I'm just trying to think of the layout of the house in comparison to her age. Because we were using the room that is actually supposed to be the dining room in the house, and we were using that as I suppose you'd call it a family room or a lounge room or whatever. We've now moved everything around so that we're not sitting in the hottest place of the house in the heat of the day because the sun hits that wall and it's pathetic. But that summer, every afternoon, and it would be right at kiddo dinner time, and she's like, just a little bit over a year old, and you're trying to get her fed, and there's thunder and lightning, and she's jumping, and because they sit out on the horizon for a while, and then once they finally get to you, they're gone really quickly. But just the build up, oh my gosh, it just every afternoon it was crazy.
and see, we usually have, excuse me, we usually have very hot, dry, with the exception of the humidity, very hot and dry summers, and then we'll have usually cool to cold fall, and then really, really wet and cold winters. So that's when our rain really happens. During the summer, when we get storms and whatnot, that's when it gets to be detrimental because that's usually a cold front coming through. And for those of you that don't know how the weather works, hot plus cold equals tornado.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Okay.
you'll see a lot more. And then of course, being this far south, we have hurricanes and tropical depressions and all these other storm cells that come
Mm,
through. And yeah,
cyclones. Cyclones. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, winter here. I mean, you see me going, oh, so cold. Oh my god. We haven't even gone below zero yet, and winter's just about to come.
Fahrenheit. Wait, I guess it'd be the same, wouldn't it? The zero part. No, no, zero
Zero
for
Fahrenheit is a lot lower than 0 Celsius.
yeah, that's right. I can't convert. I don't
I think
convert
it's like
well.
32 Fahrenheit,
Yeah.
possibly is 0 Celsius. I don't know. But yeah, we haven't even gone cold in the true sense of the word here. But certain parts of Queensland actually got snow this year.
Wow. We had
Yeah,
snow.
we didn't know.
We
We
had snow. We had snow, and we actually It snowed and stuck. That never happens. We will most of the
Wow.
time if we get snow, it'll it won't even stick. This stuck for like a week, and which really sucked because I couldn't go to work. And yeah, but we had that of a week of snow and sleet and that, and then like a week later, I think we had ice. It completely. Hello, cat. You just scared me. Sorry, but
Kitties.
yeah, the kittens are around front. Sorry, but yeah, we had ice, and it lasted for like another couple of days, and it was bad, and I had to go driving in it. Yeah.
See, if it ever snows here, we all need to bend over, kiss our butts goodbye, because undeniable global warming. Seriously, as far as I know, it has never snowed in Brisbane.
It actually, I want to say it actually snowed in parts of Florida, like some of the northern areas of
Serious?
Florida.
And they still deny global warming.
Well, then, like, now with this heat wave coming through, I want to say it's Florida. I'm not sure, but there's somewhere in the United States that's by water. So that's like most of the eastern, southern, and western, seaboard. But yeah, somewhere surrounded by water, and because of the heat, this because of the heat of the sun hitting the water, which is causing it to evaporate. It's basically causing like temperatures are relatively normal, but the real feel is like 154 Fahrenheit, just for the record.
Yikes.
It's not 154 Celsius, because then we really would be dead.
Ooh, that'd be scary.
And the only reason I know that, because I can't convert worth shit, because I don't do that. I don't convert. I don't math. But yeah, the only reason I know that is 104, I think, is like 43 Celsius.
Ow.
So I don't know. I had to do all this because I have a friend in Finland, and she's like, "Oh yeah, our temperatures are like whatever right now," and it actually totaled out to be like 56 degrees Fahrenheit, and I went, "You
That's
suck." And
freezing.
they're in the middle of a heat wave. I went,
But
"Do
that's
you
like
know
when
what I would give for 56 degrees in the middle of a heat wave?"
a lot, a lot. But that's like when hubby and I were on our honeymoon in Melbourne. He and I are still in like our fluffy jackets and freezing our asses off, and Melbourne's going through a heat wave. And they were looking at us like we were freaking aliens. And we're like, no, the wind chill factor's freezing. Like we were in the sun and we were fine with our jackets on. And everyone else is there in their whale tail G strings sticking up over their tight, tight, tight jeans, and the girls weren't much better. And it was just crazy. And they were seriously like, because we had seats in one of the grandstands, and they're just like looking at us like, what? The people that actually came more than one day nicknamed us the Eskimos.
I see that.
But I'm kind of glad I did wear that jacket because, along with the wind chill factor, you're also closer to the hole in the ozone layer. So I was wearing 50 SPF sunscreen, and I still have the tan line. And that's
Wow.
11 years later. So
Wow.
it's not good.
No, no. That's okay, because oh God, I think I'm down to 23 and a half, like, no, 23, 22 and a half hours. I'll be headed to Nashville. But don't worry, because I packed SPF 100. I didn't even know they made SPF 100. It's like $5 for a bottle, and I went, oh, hell yeah. Where were you when I needed you back when I was like 15?
You mean your sunscreen's that cheap? Holy dooly.
That's why I said, hell yeah, I'm grabbing a bottle. Of course, it's like that big, but yeah.
That's huge. Like the sunscreen here, you pay so much for it, and it's like, come on, we're in Australia, like the melanoma capital of the world, and you want to charge us that much? Like that's got to be classed as ethnic cleansing, seriously. So all the white people, you just all get melanoma, and you're effed.
Yep. Well, you have to understand though, you guys actually, I mean, how to word this properly. You guys actually have, like skin problems, which granted Americans do too, but our society also pushes tanning beds really
So does
hard.
ours. So
Like
does ours.
it's bad. Like in my little small town where there's like one pizza place and it doesn't deliver, and like four gas stations, we have a tanning salon. In Ruston, which is much bigger, they have more than that. And it's like for every business or every like certain number of businesses, I don't know why I'm gesturing with a Coke bottle, but yeah, for every certain number of businesses, you have to have like one tanning salon. So then multiple businesses come in, and you have to have multiple tanning salons. And the bigger the city, you'll have like 50. It's
I
it's bad.
think I think they're actually trying to ban tanning beds here because it's like pure melanoma in a bed. So,
Well, it's like that one girl, which I completely supported her. She tanned her whole life and then ended up with skin. I want to say she actually did have skin cancer, and it
hmm
scarred her really bad. Like, 'cause yeah, on top of the actual cancer, she like the ointments caused everything to be really oozy and pussy and yes, mom, I know pussy is not really a word, but get over it. It's the best thing I got. But yeah, it was like just crusty and just gross. And she took a picture and she
Mm.
posted it. And the crap she got because of that is ridiculous.
Well, I want to say that they're banned in Australia. I don't know exactly because I never have. It just doesn't interest me. But yeah, that was mainly due to a girl. I think she was in her early 20s, died of melanoma, and she only used tanning beds.
There's this video on YouTube. I urge every single one of you to go watch it. And it shows the harmful effects of the sun by means of some sort of special camera. I don't know exactly what kind. But they put these people in front of this camera, and it showed like basically where the sun is affecting them, and then they anything that was protecting their skin from UV rays was black. So their
hmm
faces, like even black people, was like white, 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 and then like if they're wearing a hat, their faces would register as black because they're completely covered. So then they took these same people and made them put sunscreen on. And not only was it black, but it was like matte black. It like there was nothing coming through. And it's like you never realize just how much UV rays you come into contact with until you watch that video.
But then, how do you explain my experience the other Christmas where I was wearing sunscreen? I was in the shade. I was wearing a hat. I was wearing sensible clothes. I was not near any reflective surfaces, and yet I burned like a piece of bacon.
And that's why I don't go to tanning beds because I don't see the point in paying a couple of $100s to burn. I can do that
Well,
for
who
free.
wants to look like an old leather bag? Ugh.
There are some women who think that they are not pretty unless they are bronzed. Like, and I'm not talking that bronze where it's like, oh, your skin is so tan and so pretty. I mean, like bronze, like you have rusted a little here.
She did something interesting with the carrot.
You're less bronze and more copper now.
I don't know. I just don't get the whole tanning thing, really. But
I
then
don't
again,
either.
we have European heritage, so that might be coming into play just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. That Irish thing, it kind of ruins the whole tanning. Like, I'm gonna go tan, and yeah, one good sunburn is all it takes to go. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, even
I
when you don't mean to
remember,
do it.
I remember burning so badly. I was actually turning purple. It was so bad. I used to be in Girl Scouts. I know, shocking, me, Girl Scouts, right? But yeah,
Cookies.
cookies, cookies. But yeah, that's the whole reason I joined. But strangely enough, it's the whole reason I got baptized too. So fat kids unite. But fat kids unite. Nom 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 nom. Belinda's a fat kid at heart. She really
I
is.
am. I've just got a fat girl screaming, get out. It's too tight. It's too tight.
But yeah, so we would go on all these different trips, and we're like 13, something like that. We don't. It's fun. We don't worry about sunscreen, so it's like, yeah, I've been sunscreened already, like forever ago. And yeah, I did that one time, and we did something, I don't remember now what, swimming, I think, of some sort. And then the next, like, I'd already burned. The next day, I decided it'd be a good idea to go out and do it again. And this time we were snorkeling. And for those of you who have never snorkeled, you are basically face down in water. So your entire back, which is already burned, is exposed for ever. Yeah, I turned purple. I actually made seasoned Girl Scout leaders go, ugh.
Ooh. Mm.
Yeah, it was bad. Like I said, it takes one good burn and then you'll never do it again. Ever.
Dumbest one I ever did was I got the tops of my feet burned. Mm. Ow.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we ever took the kiddo to the beach. And
Mm-mm.
I would have been 20, I think. So I'd lived 20 years of my life. Never burned the top of my feet. Suddenly turn 20, take my kid to the beach, get out, wearing high heels for the rest of the week until the sting goes away. Ow!
My kid tans. My kid tans better than I do. It's actually really annoying. Like,
Agree.
do you know how embarrassing that is? I mean, you do. Obviously, I'm talking to our general audience. But do you know how embarrassing it is to be 25 years old and your 5-year-old tans better than you do? You look like you
Mm-hmm.
adopted her.
Especially with the blonde hair. Oh my
Which,
goodness.
I mean, I was blonde. I was blonde when I was her age, and actually she's got a little bit darker hair than I did. I didn't start going brown until I was like 18 or 19, something like that.
Crazy.
Oh, just for the record, we're slowly creeping up on 2 hours.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. You might want to try and wrap it up somewhere because people are going to be like, oh my God, 2 hours? Who is going to sit through all this? If you've made it this far, you are a champion.
We are the
Licensed
champions, my friend.
music.
Hey, hey, I'm allowed 10 seconds, okay? And that was definitely not 10 seconds. That was at least 7.
You're so lucky I'm not singing at you right now.
Nah. That's because
Exactly.
homicide online is still considered homicide.
Can't reach me. Can't touch me. Can't touch me.
Oh, we have ways, my dear. We have ways. But yeah, so I think we've rambled on enough, and we actually started off our show really intelligently, and then we ended up with sunscreen.
Which is still intelligent. Sounds smart.
Yeah, that's true. Public service announcement. There you go. Use sunscreen, especially if you pasty white ass.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Now that I'm not having to awkwardly sign off all by myself this time.
Yay! Bye, everybody.
That cat totally looks like it wants to kill you. Like, why are you
She
doing
will.
this?
she,
Anyway,
she loves me.
yeah, don't point the camera too far, 'cause no pants.
You can't see nothing. It's all good. I checked.
Anyway, so yes, for anyone who has actually managed to stay for this long or whatever, you're awesome. Thanks. Hopefully, we'll do this again. Maybe not next week. I don't know, because I'll probably be in Nashville.
Wee.
So yes. Anyway, have fun. Be safe. Don't turn into a lobster.
Yeah. And go watch Frozen and tell Jackie all about it.
And then, if you really want me to like commit homicide, tell Jackie all about it.
Yeah. Tell Jackie all about it. Hey, we should go on like a Frozen song marathon and find all the best renditions that other people have done.
I will block you. I love you, but I will block you. Like, I really will.
But the Marines that are sitting in the room singing "Let It Go," that's fantastic. That is the best one ever. Especially when they finish it with "Hoorah!"
Hoorah! I will still kill you. I have
But it's
no qualms.
funny. It's funny.
Look, okay, Belinda, look, like, small confession. I have sociopathic tendencies, so I love you, but I can still kill you. I'll just make sure to do it quick.
Can I get one ace in the hole where I can do one thing and you won't kill me?
Fine.
Okay, I'll make it a good one. Okay, everyone keep watching Facebook in like the next few hours. Yay!
Hate you.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.